let me live in a holy, holy way. Holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, that is so in line with this fifth pillar of unity. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. Unity brought forth these 5 pillars about 2.5 years ago at the annual summit, and each of them is foundational to unity teachings, but it incorporates brain science and spiral dynamics and the wisdom of contemporary knowledge. The co-founder, Charles Fillmore, always said, I have the right to change my mind at any time. And that in itself is today's topic. Evolutionary thinking, evolutionary being. For greater unfoldment, embrace change. To think and be in different ways, allowing innovation and unexpected blessings to naturally unfold. So it's not a forcing, it's allowing what is and what appears in our path. I know for certain in my life that some of the most significant things that happened in my life are the awarenesses that led me down a different road than where I was headed. Anyone else ever experienced that? Yeah, because life has lots of turns, and one thing for absolute certain, if there's anything we can be certain of, is change. Change is the constant. Change is actually the way of being. The resistance to change gives us all kinds of drama. If you're bored and you just want drama, resist change. You don't even have to change the channel. It just comes right on for you. I know that happens for me because I keep trying it thinking it's going to be different, but it isn't. I'm learning. Carter Phipps is a writer. He's written many books about this evolutionary thinking, and he's just a great speaker and on it. So here he says, at its essence, evolutionary spirituality is about realizing that evolution is not just happening out there in the universe, in nature, or in our biology. It's in our own lives and the lives of our communities. This means that the real change is happening within us. When we look out at the world, if you dare to watch CNN or any news channel and see the chaos and the strife and the drama and the humor when it comes to the weather. Because we might as well laugh at the weather, a little light moment on the news. But that's not where it's happening. It happens in each of us in our journey. We're in this life where things are quite simple. Breathing, heart beating, system. It's simple. There's not a lot of effort on our part for, hair growth. It just happens. Do you lay in bed at night or walk and go, okay, just a few more inches? No, it just happens. Don't give it any strife. Now, I do have an area where I have hair resistance. It's right there. And it just is. But as a hairdresser said to me, 8 years ago, Gary, you have so much hair in the front. I dare you to go up. It was evolutionary thinking. And it's given me an opportunity to talk with so many people about my hair. There are young people, there are old people, there are people who don't speak my language who comment about my hair. There was a Japanese gal, she came up and she goes, "Oh, you have a Cupid cut." I look like a Cupid doll to some people. Evolutionary being is living our truth and allowing the choices that we make to lead us to greater awareness, deeper connection, deeper knowing. Ernest Holmes, I love this man. He studied from the same person, Emma Curtis Hopkins, that taught Myrtle and Charles Fillmore. He was a little younger than they were, but he started Religious Science Church. A cousin of ours, Religious Science looks at all the things we look at, and some of the words are just a little different. But foundationally, we believe the same thing. Here, Ernest writes, we must learn to trust in the law of growth. We do not force a seed into full-grown plant. There's a law of evolution and unfoldment in nature that does this in logical sequence. Imagine yourself as a farmer. You plow the field. And you plant the seeds. And then stand back and say, grow. It's going to grow in its own time, in its own place. Yes? And that's true for us. We might look in the mirror and say, change, beauty, youth, a little taller, a little shorter, whatever, a lot thinner. Change happens, but what we do is we need to naturally flow with what is. We need to accept what is and choose our steps for health and wholeness, for deeper connection, for trying something new. But not having expectation that it's all going to happen right now. Ever had that miracle thinking? Yeah. Because it'd be great to just like, there, done. Okay, next. But everything, if you have a passion for music and you're practicing those piano scales, and that's what you want to do in your life, it's probably not going to come spontaneous. Even if you have a natural gift for it, you got to practice and know how to move on those keys. When to touch the white ones and when to touch the black ones. And then learn how to dance with the pedal. In everything that we do, it's all part of our living, and our evolutionary thinking, evolutionary being is at the foundation of our living. This is even in Scripture. I found like 9 different scriptural quotes to support this idea. And this one's from Ephesians chapter 4, verse 24. Clothe yourselves with the new self, created according to the likeness of God in true righteousness and holiness. This is informing us that our divine nature brings forth the new us in every breath. They say that all of our cells regrow, our new cells. We're a living process of becoming more and more of just what we are. Like the corn that's planted in the ground and grows to full stalk and then has ears that we love to eat. It takes time. And it takes time for our new self to grow, that God does know and is our Christ center, is the blueprint of the new us. Look around. Look and see how different we are. That's because each one of us is a divine flame, bringing forth the only aspect that can be in the universe. So there's this Steve light, and the Candace light, and the Roger light, and the Maria light. All of these lights, with your lights, is what we bring to the evolution of life. And there are skills that each of us have, our innate ability, that we can use to convey our truth. Like Emily being a physician and helping people in that particular way. Tom Ricks as an artist, bringing forth life and evolution through color and canvas. David bringing forth music and channeling that evolution through the change of note and harmony and dissonance. Each one of us embody just those samples in our own way. It might be being a caring parent or a difficult child. I say that because it's fun to be a difficult child. My mom's coming on November 16th, so I can be a pain to her again. And I say that with jest, but in essence, it's true. If we don't give our parents something to worry about, why should they live? Evolutionary thinking is seeing that we have an opportunity to bring forth the opportunity for all that we love and relate to a reason for being. And I'm all for more joy and more love and deeper connection and caring. I want to care for you and love you and serve you in every way that I possibly can. Because I believe in these unity teachings. And I believe this evolutionary thinking and evolutionary being is inviting us into choosing and being ready for the changes that come. Are you ready? Are you willing to face that with an evolutionary way of thinking and being? I know you are. Or you wouldn't be sitting here. Charles Fillmore, he's a wordy man, but this is a good one. Co-founder of Unity. Being has two aspects, the invisible and the visible. The abstract and the concrete. The visible comes forth from the invisible. And this coming forth is always according to a universal method of growth from the minute generative centers. All forms are built according to this law. Everything comes from the invisible. Everything visible is a product of that which is invisible. And we give all kinds of names to the invisible. And that beautiful prayer that you read, it said some of those names. And it doesn't matter what name you give the invisible. It doesn't change the invisible. The invisible is changeless. But everything visible changes. It's a byproduct of being visible. And everything in the universe grows, changes, adapts, integrates, challenges in the visible form. And it all comes from God. This celebrating energy of life itself flows through us naturally. And this is giving us an opportunity to evolve and allow ourselves to be greater living. Are you ready? Good, because we're going to have some fun with this personal exploration. So, just a sample of stepping into evolutionary thinking and evolutionary being. One way is to brainstorm. If you've ever taken a moment, just grab a pad and just, when you're focusing on a new idea, just jot down every thought in your brain, every thought in your heart. Just jot it all down. You might be surprised at what's revealed. Because some of the loudest thoughts in my head are not ones I want to pay attention to. And they can be really loud. Thank you for sharing. And then allow the creativity flow. It opens an opportunity to be creative, which is the second one. Be creative. This can be try something new. Try baking something or cooking something you've never cooked before. Try planting a garden. Try training for the marathon. I wince because sometimes I say these things and then I have to do them, and I don't want to do that. I'm not a runner. But another way is set a goal and then work backwards from the goal. So, okay, I've got this. Now, one step before that, I'd need to be here. I'd need to do this. And one step before that, I'd need to be here and do this. And one step before that, be here to do that. And it's a creative way of navigating towards your goal. Because what we find is if we ask, all the information we need is available to us right now. We just have to ask. The third one is talk with others. It's amazing how much we can get by listening to others. This is why 12-step programs are so helpful. Because you hear other people sharing their experience, strength, and hope. And sometimes we listen to other people go, wow, I've never looked at it that way before. I kind of regularly do that with my partner, Owen, because he sees the world completely different than I do. Talk with a child. Sit down and really talk with a child. They have an amazing perspective on the world. And chances are it's different from the one you have right now. And stepping out and speak with someone outside your field. So I probably have something to learn by sitting down talking with a marathon runner. There's always someone else we can talk to, and in that we discern, we learn, we broaden our boundary of what's acceptable within our range of influence and connection with others. Which leads us to the fourth one, to help others. Evolutionary thinking, evolutionary being prompts us to be of service to others. If we have that yearning in our heart because we know we want to affect change or to help or support or nurture or lend a hand. Helping others solve their problem. One of the greatest ways to step out of your own troubles and problems is to be of service to other people. And our own stuff just melts away. So join me this week in allowing evolutionary thinking and evolutionary being to be a natural unfolding for you. And then we'll see where it leads us. And I promise you, it doesn't always look like what you planned, because God has a bigger idea than we do. Thank you.